Yo, what up? This your boy Uncle Luke. I guess I went viral today. I asked a simple question, and the usual suspects did what? Try to change the narrative.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Luke Campbell, aka Uncle Luke from 2 Live Crew back in the day, appearing on MSNBC and asking Jemele Hill, and if I'm not mistaken, Joy and Reed, a very simple question that they were unable to answer. It was about voting and black folks. He was saying, hey, why should black people vote? Not why should we vote for the Democratic Party or the Republican Party or anything like that. Why should we vote? Give me some reasons. They were unable to answer the question. Well, they were able to respond, but not really answer. Now, before I get too deep into it, let's go ahead and watch this clip together. As always, this clip will be available in the description box below without my commentary, but we're going to watch it right now. And of course, I'll pause it at certain points along the way to give my 2 cents and commentary.
Yo, what up? This your boy Uncle Luke. I guess I went viral today. I asked a simple question, and the usual suspects did what? Try to change the narrative. Here's the question, simple as fuck. Give me 5 reasons why black people should vote in the next election. And then the second part of the question was, give me 5 black promises that has been fulfilled by politicians for black people, whether it's mayor or president.
Pretty simple, right? Very simple. Whether you agree with the premise of the question is totally irrelevant. If you can answer the question, answer the question. Because the thing about Joy and Reed, Jemele Hill, all these people, they go on their show and wax poetic talking about blackity black, all this, that, and the third. Or the Democratic Party, they doing things for black people. They got hot sauce in their bag, Stacey Abrams, Auntie Stacey, all this and that. But then when you talk about some things of substance, like, hey, what about these promises y'all guys made? What about this? What about that? What's in it for us? We're voting for the Democratic Party at 95%. And what are we getting in return? So, like, can you give me some reasons why we should vote? Can you give me something? And what do they have? Let's see what he says.
My homegirl Jemele Hill and Joy Reid took it out of context. Oh, Luther, you're telling people not to vote. Where in the did I tell somebody not to vote? Please.
But you know what? Let's pause on that. So he's asking for reasons why black folks should vote. And what did they say? You're telling black folks not to vote. Now, what that sounds like to me is an admission of guilt, an admission of we don't have anything for you. So basically, by you asking that question, you know we can't answer it because there's nothing that we have to really offer. We don't have anything to show for our vote. So you're telling people indirectly to not vote because we can't answer that question. That's what it sounds like to me. Maybe you guys think differently. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments below, but let's keep on trucking here.
Please go look at the tweet. And then I went and did a whole space.
If you don't know what a space is, spaces are these things on Twitter where it's like kind of like a live stream, but it's voice only. And I've done spaces before. My spaces don't really be that big. You might have 50, 100 people in it, but he had a pretty big space going on.
And I DM'd them and invited them to come talk in the space. Crickets.
Oh, also with spaces, the thing about it, you can have multiple speakers. I've seen spaces with 8, 9, 10, 12 speakers. You take turns. Sometimes they overtalk each other. But the point is that you're supposed to be able to have speakers and an audience, and the speakers should be able to, take their turn. That's what Twitter spaces are all about.
We had 2,000 people in the space talking about this very topic.
That's a big space. 2,000 people is a big space.
And I'm still trying to figure out where in the fuck did I say don't vote? That's the usual suspect y'all telling on yourself. Don't tell on yourself. Don't do it. You're telling on yourself. Why we can't hold elected officials accountable? The simple answer to the question was, Luke, here's their 5 reasons, and here's 5 more reasons why we should be voting. And Luke, here are 5 things that they did. But you can't. I would love to hear it. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Come for yourself.
Well, there you have it. Shout out to my man, Uncle Luke, Luke Campbell from 2 Live Crew of Miami, Florida, for just saying, hey, why can't I ask you these questions and why can't you answer it appropriately? Now, I think Anna Navarro, who is not black at all and was not even in the space, I don't believe, she stuck her nose in talking about, well, here's 10 reasons. And she listed some of the people that died in Uvalde. I'm not really sure what voting would have done for that particular school shooting. I mean, I don't understand how you're really going to do that unless you're just going to just ban all guns from being able to be purchased by citizens, period. But that's a different story, and I digress for now. The point is that he was not able to get his questions answered. Now, I could answer some of the questions as far as why black folks should vote. Now, as far as what black folks get, I can't really answer that one, because the problem is that black folks tend to vote Democratic regardless, 95%, and they're not going to do anything for you because there's never any demands. When Biden got in office, I think right away what he did was the anti-Asian hate crime and a few other things for illegal aliens, things for Hispanics, et cetera, et cetera. But what about the black community? Well, what do we ask for? You got to ask for something to even talk about getting it. You can't get, closed mouths don't get fed, the classic saying, right? What are we going to ask? We don't ask for anything. We just say, okay, Donald Trump's racist. He's orange man bad. And Republicans are racist in general, regardless of whether Trump is there or not. So we're going to vote for the Democratic Party, and we're not going to ask for anything from them. And when any kind of problems arise, we're going to blame the Republicans who were not even there at all, who we don't vote for at all, we never see at all, except for being on TV. We're going to blame Donald Trump and the White House when in reality, the federales have the least control over your everyday life. It's really the local people. And that brings me to my reasons why we should vote. Can I do 5? I'm going to try. I'm just kind of freestyling right now. This is not scripted at all, as it's never scripted. The main reason why you should vote, if you are anybody, but definitely a black person, is in your local elections, it's going to have the biggest impact on your life. So if you're concerned about construction going on, you're living in an area where they're trying to change certain things, they're trying to change some of the zoning, you don't want to live next to a mental health facility or methadone clinic or something like that, that's control on your local level. Your governor, your senators, your state reps, well, your U.S. House reps that for your state, then your local state reps and your state assembly. Okay, your mayor, if you have aldermen, these people that represent you locally are very important. They're going to be the ones that go and lobby for your interests on a very local level. Okay, you got all these crazy potholes in the street. You don't have clean water, Flint, Michigan. You don't have things supposed to have. You don't want to have things that are new that are going to get in the way. Methadone clinic or whatever it is. Your local people are going to be in control of that. Okay, you want to start a business. You want to be able to get things rocking and rolling. You want to get a liquor license. All of that is local. That's local. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, the federales, nothing to do with that. Donald Trump's not going to be the guy that grants you your liquor license or not. Also, speaking about local politics, how's this gas going? Okay, see, we should vote on the federal level because of the gas prices. Contrary to what they say, the federal government does have a hand in the gas prices, because if Joe Biden is rescinding some of these oil and gas permits for oil companies to go drill or whatever, that's going to impact the price because of the lack of supply coming from these particular places. Keystone XL, they were going to produce 800,000 barrels a day. Do you think that's going to impact the global supply, therefore the price? Absolutely, 100%. And then when you get down to a state level, look at California. You're approaching $8 a gallon, which is almost double what it is on the East. Obviously, that's a state issue going on right there. You get the federal and state issue. So we need to vote 100%. Also, if you like having your kids go to a school where they're not getting indoctrinated with LGBTQ, LMNOP type stuff, well, maybe you should vote for people that are not going to permit that. They signed something in Florida that's going to outlaw that. Do you have that in California? Do you have that in your particular state where all this LGBT stuff is outlawed? You're talking about the school shootings. I think the school shootings are a symptom of a sick society. And when you have these kids who are brainwashed early, being put on drugs early, they're bullied and they're confused and they got all kind of stuff going on. They're being taught all kind of conflicting things. You need to have certain rules in place to prevent that kind of thing from going on. Also, you need to spend money where it's supposed to go. School resource officers, maybe even armed teachers, better security in school. These are things you can vote for. These are things you can vote for people to lobby for so they could put money in those areas. Okay, you're living in a bad area, you have little to no security, you want more police. Again, you got to vote for that. You don't want anybody who's going to be in there talking about defund the police, and then as a result of that, you get a 30%, 40% increase in the homicide rate. You definitely don't want that. What else could I say? Anything. You're talking about disaster relief, disaster prevention. If it's going to be an area that floods, having the city come in and prepare the roads, prepare the waterways, all that stuff, that really does matter. It really matters. So voting is very important on a local level more than anything else. The federal level is very important. We see what's going on with the Fed. We see what's going on, but that's not really government. But anyway, we see what's going on in the country on a macro level. We don't want all these mandates, vax mandates, mask mandates, all that kind of stuff that comes from the federales, because the plain mask mandate came from the feds. So the feds are very important, but your local elections are also very important. And I would say that. And I would say if you want anything from the feds, if you want anything from the state government, specifically for black people or other kind of communities, then you got to ask for it. You can't get anything if you don't ask for it. Now, you may not get your wish granted, and that's okay. But the first step is just putting it out there like, hey, we want this, we want that. Maybe even hold your vote. You have some kind of population in America, about 12%. That's sizable enough. You're not quite at the Hispanic level of like 26%. But hey, if we can get rid of the abortion and all the crazy things we do with ourselves, the drugs and whatnot, and the violence, maybe we get beyond 12% like we've been for the past 100 years. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Uncle Luke for having the courage to go on Twitter, to go on TV or to the Twitter space or whatever it is, and speak his mind about what's going on and asking certain questions that should be answered. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what Luke Campbell said about voting in general? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I stand. I think that Luke Campbell is asking some good questions, and it should be able to be answered by those who are saying, hey, go out there and vote, 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 vote. All right, why? Why should I? Answer the question. It's not an illogical question to ask. He's not saying don't vote. He's saying, hey, what's my incentive? What's in it for me? If I'm going to give you something, meaning my vote, meaning power, meaning money, job security, all of that, if I'm going to give you something, then what do I get in return? This is a basic question that anyone would ask in any other situation in society, but for some reason we're not allowed to ask it when it comes to voting. It doesn't make any sense. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.